What's going on, guys? Here with Matt with the TRIAXLE app. You guys just launched pretty recently. It was just
a couple weeks ago.
a couple weeks ago. Nice.
January 4th.
That's I saw you on Instagram. That's how we kind of got connected. I think followed one of our apps and asphalt pages or something. So looking into you, and you put up that hilarious video of the the drive-through roller RKC. So it's actually one of your guys who actually did that. It's not.
Yeah, he was one of my employees when we had our construction crew. It was the fall of 21. Yeah, that we did that. Yeah, so he actually worked for me, and we were doing a job behind that KFC in the woods, putting in a sewer main. Yep. And all of our trucks were up in the woods, and we came down for something. And he wanted a KFC, but it was COVID, and it was drive-through only. So we just took the roller.
Well, man, it worked.
Yeah, you got his.
Whatever works, man. Mm-hmm. But that video went viral. But the other thing, too, is your app is really kind of getting some traction and steam. So we were talking about how much construction technology is kind of coming to the surface. Sure. How did you come up with the idea of TRIAXLE?
So the initial concept that we needed something more was in about 2010, we were doing residential new home construction, and we hauled off about 100 loads of fill off the site, and we took them a few miles down the road to a farm that was down the road. But literally, like the day that it was done, the property owner right next door came walking over and goes, "Hey, if you guys have any more fill, I could take everything you have right here." Yeah, and it was the difference between like a 6 or 7 mile round trip versus like a quarter mile. So it made time, money, and everything. And I was just like, man, there's got to be a better way. So just kind of thought about it over the years, kind of expected somebody else to come up. Like I'm not a tech guy. I'm not a tech developer. And as the years went on, this solution was never provided. So probably around like 2016, 17, I actually started brainstorming doing an app to network clean fill. And then it evolved, if we're going to do an app, and if we're going to have a map and people can network, fill and materials, there's so much more to it. There's so much more that goes on in the industry.
Yeah.
So basically anything and everything within the industry can be networked on the app.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because we've done so many jobs where, we're milling and we have trucks, loads of millings. And that's the goal, is you can save so much more time, trucking hours, like money, tons of money by finding the big field that somebody needs to spread out some material. So I can see that. And then you guys also have like a calculator for the app for different material types and stuff like that. So
very user-friendly construction calculator. You can do concrete, stairs, curbs, pads, columns. You can do asphalt in there, just a general cubic yardage calculator. And then we also have a job site tool where you can collaborate with your employees and subcontractors in the job site. Upload pictures, upload PDFs.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty neat. I think it's gonna blow up quite a bit. And what we were talking about is the more users that use it will help grow the app.
Sure.
And, once you get everyone connected on it, getting more companies using it, communicating on it, I think it's gonna be like unstoppable.
It's a network, and the more people on it, the more useful it is. And the thing about our network is it's 100% free. Yes, there's no charge to use our network, so it costs you nothing to come on and check it out and see what's going on. And we think if you come on and check it out, there's really no reason for you to leave. Hopefully you start making some connections, but the more people on, the better. And whether you're working locally or you're working the next state over, you can find the resources or the contractors that you need on it.
Exactly. And it's a contractors working together kind of tool too. It's not a dog-eat-dog world. Like, you're not trying to steal business from each other. You're really helping each other out with.
It's really kind of collaborating, getting people. You might be competitors, you might be friendly competitors, but even if it is a competitor, if he's got a dump site that is valuable to you and he wants that material and you have it, he's not going to turn you away. You guys are going to work together. So, and even we're finding a lot too, as everybody knows the workforce has been very taught. What I've seen in my particular area is a lot of guys have started to team up. Little contractors, 1-2 man shows. They're consistently booking work that fits their company size. And when they can get another bigger job, they're bringing in another guy in the industry that they're friendly with that has more equipment or has trucks. I'm seeing guys, 1, 2, 3, 4 companies are coming together, teaming up on a big project, and they're all going back to what they normally do. And then when somebody else lands a big one, they may all kind of come back together. So we think it might help in that regard too, because
100%.
everybody knows it's getting tough to get good employees, retain good employees. And if you can kind of stay small within your true area of work that really, suits you best, and you don't want to make a leap and go out and get all these guys for these big projects, I think there's a lot of opportunity for people to kind of find each other and network resources and talent together.
I agree. I mean, it's helping each other out, and why not leverage and build partnerships with other companies that you can work with? Somebody might be better at doing concrete, and you can get all the asphalt, but this job and this customer requires you to do concrete work as well. So, you don't want to miss on that opportunity. Sure, that
you're bidding a big parking lot and it requires curbing to be put in. You don't really want to learn on your first big parking lot, where to rent the forms, how to do it. You just team up with a concrete contractor, let him come in, do what he does, you do what you do. You guys work together, you both make a couple bucks, and
bada bing, bada boom, man. What would you say has been the biggest challenge with moving into the technology space, being a contractor yourself? All of it?
Probably all of it. I mean, I'm a hands-on guy. I've never really been like an office guy. I'm a boots on the ground. I'm in the trench, digging holes with the guys. Like I've always been on site and gotten dirty and kind of sitting still at a desk for 9-10 hours a day is probably the biggest challenge for me because I don't sit very well.
Staring at a computer,
looking at my phone. Yeah,
that's what we were talking about yesterday. Is like there's some days where, because ours is all staring at the computer, figuring out email campaigns, etc. There's days I go home and I'm just like mentally just fried, not physically yet, and you're like mentally toast. Eyes are bloodshot. You got a headache from staring at the screen. So, does he get it? But
yeah, I mean, in what I used to do, I was moving all day long, from early in the morning until late at night, moving, working in and out of trucks, machines, and now it's just trying to promote the app and sitting at a computer. So it's a whole different ball.
Way different, yeah. I would say, for us, the biggest struggle has been showing the contractors who still are doing antiquated processes how much time they can save in inefficiencies. And it's by the simple stuff. One less phone call that they have to make to find a dump location through your app, or one less trip you got to make to a job site to do a takeoff using our app is going to save them like hundreds to thousands of dollars as it goes and scales throughout the year. And that could just be one job. That's one job.
One job. And if you do 50, it adds up quick. I think it's easy to get caught up in the way you've always done things. And you're just, we're just kind of used to doing the way you've always done it. So when something new is introduced, you're a little bit hesitant. And I think sometimes it's hard to really try to make that shift. But with your app and our app, I think once people get a chance to try it out and use it, they'll never want to go back.
Actually use it. That's the key.
And actually, you can't really just tell them what it is. They have to use it. They have to see it, feel it, and try it for themselves. And I think that's what really, that's where they can see the real power.
Yeah. And we have fighting an uphill battle. We did research, and we were looking at like some different stats. Software as a whole and apps and stuff, 40 to 60% of users never return back to the app after they use it or log into it for the first time. The stats are that high. So then you cut that in half with the amount of users that sign up, and then you got your core group of users. Not everyone uses it consistently, because what you're trying to do is make it part of your process to roll in. And so it's a constant battle, but that's where you work on the user experience to make it like seamless and easy.
Want to be user retention.
User retention is tough.
Yeah, and that's why you want to make it as simple and as transparent as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Not even necessarily, I don't think there's anything like TRIAXLE out there, but just with other tech, if you hit roadblocks trying to just investigate it for the first time and check it out, they're not going to want to use it. So you need a good onboarding experience, a good trial experience, and from day one, presentation and ease of use. I think ease of use is one of the biggest things. If it's hard to use, people don't want to get trained. They don't have the time. They just want to open something and start rolling with it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I've seen.
Yep. Like you talked about, just some of the stuff that you saw we could change is like the less barrier to entry, the better.
Sure.
So it was awesome, dude. I'm excited to see where this goes. It's been awesome to put a face to the name, and we're talking about possible partnerships. But either way, I wish you best of luck with this. And
Yeah, man.
it's probably not the first and last show we'll announce.
I'll be seeing you again for sure.
Yeah. So contractors, check out TRIAXLE app. You guys in the App Store?
We're in the App Store,
Okay.
both Android and iOS, and also TRIAXLE.com.
Okay. TRIAXLE.com. Thanks, guys.